Have you ever heard that eating carbs could actually burn more fat than 48 hours of fasting? Sounds impossible, right? But here's the shocking truth. Your body can use carbs in a way that supercharges fat burning instead of storing it. Yes, you heard that right. The secret isn't cutting carbs, it's using them smartly. Welcome back to Woman Healthy Tips, the channel where we uncover real, science-backed strategies to help women over 35 reclaim their energy, confidence, and health naturally. Today, we're diving into the carbs trick that burns more fat than 48 hours of fasting. Stay with me till the end because this one mindset shift about carbs could completely change how your body burns fat. The biggest misunderstanding about carbs is that they are the root of all fat gain. Most women, especially after 35, have been taught that cutting out all carbs is the golden ticket to losing belly fat and getting lean. But the truth is far more empowering. Carbs are not your enemy. In fact, when used the right way, they can become your most powerful tool for burning fat and balancing your hormones. Your body was never designed to live without carbohydrates. It's designed to use them efficiently. The problem isn't carbs themselves. It's the way we eat them, the timing, and the types we choose. Think of carbs as energy currency. When you spend it wisely, you gain strength, energy, and better metabolism. When you overspend or misuse it, the body starts saving it in the form of fat. The key lies in teaching your body when to use carbs as fuel instead of storing them. For decades, the no-carby mindset has made people feel exhausted, cranky, and deprived. Many women go days eating only salads and protein, only to binge on bread or sweets later. That's not a lack of willpower. It's biology fighting back. When you completely cut carbs, your body's stress hormone cortisol rises, your thyroid slows down, and fat loss actually becomes harder. Your body goes into survival mode, protecting fat instead of burning it. But when you eat carbs strategically, especially at the right times, you calm those stress hormones and teach your body to switch easily between burning carbs and fat. Imagine your metabolism like a light switch. When insulin, a hormone that controls blood sugar, is high, your body stores energy. When insulin is low, your body releases stored fat to use as fuel. The goal is not to eliminate insulin spikes entirely, because insulin is also what helps build muscle and repair your body. The real goal is to control when insulin rises and when it stays low. That balance is what turns your body into a fat-burning machine. If you eat carbs early in the morning and sit most of the day, insulin stays elevated and your body keeps storing. But if you eat carbs when your body actually needs them, after activity, when muscles are hungry, insulin helps those carbs go into your muscles instead of your fat cells. Your body is intelligent. It knows what to do when you give it the right signals. The right carb at the right time can be a signal to burn fat, not store it. It's not about starving or depriving yourself. It's about understanding how your metabolism responds and learning to work with it. The truth is, women over 35 have unique hormone changes that make this even more important. Estrogen, progesterone, and insulin all start to behave differently, and when insulin becomes unbalanced, it's almost impossible to lose stubborn belly fat. But balancing carbs can bring those hormones back in sync. Let's take an example. Think of two women. One eats low carb all week, then breaks down on Saturday and eats pizza and dessert. The other eats moderate carbs daily, focusing on timing and food quality. The first woman's body is confused. Insulin spikes wildly, cortisol rises, and fat burning shuts down. The second woman's body stays balanced, insulin stays under control, and she continues burning fat even when she eats carbs. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent and strategic. You don't need to fear carbs. You just need to manage them with awareness. Start looking at carbs as part of your energy system. They are your body's preferred fuel for brain and muscle function. When used properly, they can enhance workouts, improve sleep, and even support thyroid health. The problem is not that you eat rice or fruit. The problem is when you eat them at the wrong time and in the wrong combinations. A donut eaten in the morning while sitting all day will store as fat. But a bowl of oatmeal or sweet potato after a walk or workout will actually feed your muscles and trigger fat burning later. That's the difference between eating for storage and eating for energy. The best way to think about carbs is like this. They are tools, not traps. When you learn to use them wisely, your metabolism responds with more energy, better digestion, and less hunger. Every time you eat a carb, you have a choice. Either make it fuel your body or make it slow you down. The right choice comes from awareness, not restriction. And once you understand that carbs can actually support fat burning instead of blocking it, your relationship with food completely changes. You stop fearing meals and start fueling your life. Now comes the most powerful part of the carbs trick. This is what I call the carb window. It's not about when the clock says to eat. It's about when your body is most ready to use carbs instead of store them. After physical activity, whether that's a brisk walk, a strength workout, or even a few minutes of resistance training, your muscles act like sponges. They've used up stored energy and are now eager to refill. This creates a short window, roughly 45 minutes to 2 hours after activity, where your body can absorb carbs directly into the muscle instead of turning them into fat. Think of it like refueling a car after a long drive. If the tank is empty, it takes in the fuel perfectly. But if you try to keep filling it when the tank is already full, it spills over, and that spillover is stored body fat. When you eat carbs after movement, insulin rises just enough to shuttle those carbs into your muscles for repair and recovery. Fat storage stays low and energy levels stay stable. That's why people who eat carbs after workouts often feel leaner and more energetic rather than bloated or tired. You don't need a gym for this to work. Even a 20-minute brisk walk, climbing stairs, or light strength training at home can open that metabolic window. You can start small. Take a short walk before dinner or do a few squats before lunch. Over time, your body adapts, insulin sensitivity improves, and fat burning becomes your natural state. When you start using carbs as a recovery tool, not a comfort food, your body's response changes dramatically. Cravings drop, energy stays stable, and your fat metabolism runs efficiently. You'll notice your body composition shift without extreme dieting or fasting. Many women find they can eat foods they once feared, like rice, potatoes, or fruit, and still see their waistline shrink. The secret is movement first, carbs later. The practical step you can take right now is this. Pair your next carb meal with a period of movement beforehand. Burn your carbs. Teach your body to see them as fuel for muscles, not storage for fat. When you do, your insulin becomes your ally, your metabolism stays flexible, and fat loss stops feeling like a battle. Every time you move before eating, you activate your body's fat-burning engine. It's not about perfection, it's about rhythm. Carbs work best when you work with your body, not against it. That's the simple but powerful truth. Carbs don't make you fat. The wrong timing does. When you align your movement and your meals, your body starts to trust you again. And when it trusts you, it lets go of stored fat willingly. That's the secret that burns more fat than fasting. Using carbs smartly, not fearfully. Your body is designed to adapt. It loves rhythm, change, and challenge. But when you do the same thing every single day, your metabolism becomes lazy. That's what happens with strict low-carb diets. At first, you see progress, maybe a few pounds drop, energy feels stable, but then everything slows down. Your energy dips, your mood crashes, your sleep becomes restless, and fat loss stops. Why? Because your metabolism has learned your pattern, and like a smart machine, it conserves energy to protect you. That's where the power of carb cycling comes in. Carb cycling is not a diet. It's a rhythm, a way of eating that keeps your metabolism alert and flexible. Instead of constantly depriving your body, you teach it to adapt. You rotate between lower carb days and moderate carb days, giving your hormones, especially insulin and leptin, the signals they need to stay balanced. Think of it like this. On low carb days, your body burns fat for energy because there's less glucose available. It's forced to dip into stored fat, which is exactly what you want. Then, when you bring carbs back on your higher carb days, you refill glycogen in your muscles, restore thyroid function, and reassure your body that it's not starving. This cycling keeps your metabolism active rather than sluggish. Many women experience this shift after just a few weeks. They start feeling stronger, their workouts improve, and they no longer feel trapped by their diet. It's like giving your body a breath of fresh air after being held in a tight box for too long. The beauty of carb cycling is that it helps you work with your hormones, not against them. Women's bodies especially are sensitive to changes in diet because of monthly hormonal cycles, thyroid fluctuations, and stress hormones. Too little carbohydrate for too long can signal your body to hold on to fat, thinking you're in a famine. But when you strategically add carbs back, you calm those stress signals. Your body relaxes, fat burning increases again, and you regain steady energy. This is why so many women over 35 notice better results with cycling rather than cutting. Their hormones crave flexibility. To make this practical, picture a simple weekly rhythm. On days when you rest or do light activity, focus on low-carb meals, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and fiber-rich foods. This keeps insulin low and encourages your body to burn fat. On days when you exercise or feel tired and drained, add moderate carbs like fruits, oats, lentils, or quinoa. This feeds your muscles, boosts serotonin, and keeps your thyroid working efficiently. It's not about counting grams or numbers. It's about listening to your body's signals, when it needs fuel and when it needs recovery. One woman I coached used to eat extremely low carb for months, but her progress stopped completely. She felt cold, tired, and constantly hungry. Once she started carb cycling, her energy returned, her sleep improved, and her body began releasing fat again. It wasn't magic. It was balance. The truth is, your metabolism doesn't want restriction. It wants flow. It wants you to move, refuel, recover, and that pattern is what keeps it burning strong. Your body is like a fire. If you starve it too long, it dims. But if you feed it strategically, it grows stronger and steadier. Carb cycling teaches you how to stoke that fire instead of smothering it. It's about trusting your body to handle variety. When you shift between low carb and moderate carb days, your metabolism learns to be flexible, burning both carbs and fat efficiently. That metabolic flexibility is what makes fat loss sustainable. You stop feeling like food controls you and start feeling like you control your results. Now let's talk about a secret most people overlook, the power of resistant starch. This is where science meets simplicity. Resistant starch is a special type of carbohydrate that behaves differently in your body. Instead of breaking down into sugar, it passes through your digestive system, mostly undigested. That means it doesn't spike your blood sugar or insulin. Instead, it feeds the good bacteria in your gut and triggers a process that boosts fat burning naturally. Here's where it gets exciting. You can turn regular carbs into resistant starch just by changing how you prepare them. When you cook foods like rice, potatoes, or oats, and then cool them down, their chemical structure changes. Some of the starches crystallize and become resistant to digestion. That means the next time you eat them, your body treats them more like fiber than sugar. Your blood sugar stays stable, insulin stays low, and fat burning continues even after your meal. You can even reheat those foods later. The resistant starch remains. Think about that. Something as simple as cooling your cooked rice or potatoes can turn them from fat-storing carbs into fat-burning carbs. It's a small shift with a huge impact. Imagine eating a bowl of cooled rice or reheated potatoes, knowing your body is actually improving insulin sensitivity and burning more fat while you eat. Studies show that resistant starch can increase fat oxidation by up to 30% and improve metabolic health better than long fasting periods. It's an incredible discovery, especially for women who struggle with energy crashes or cravings. Resistant starch doesn't just help with fat burning, it also heals your gut. When it feeds your gut bacteria, they produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which reduce inflammation and improve hormone communication. A healthy gut means balanced hormones, better digestion, and more efficient fat loss. Many women overlook this connection, but your gut health directly influences your metabolism and energy. When your gut thrives, your whole body works better. Let's make it simple. To create resistant starch, cook your carbs like rice, oats, or potatoes. Let them cool for several hours or overnight in the fridge. Eat them cold or gently reheat them. That small habit turns an everyday food into a metabolic advantage. You don't need supplements or extreme diets. Just a little preparation and awareness. A woman who feels trapped by her cravings or sugar spikes can transform her energy by doing this one trick. She starts eating cooled potatoes for lunch or overnight oats in the morning and notices she stays full longer, feels calmer, and doesn't crave sweets in the afternoon. That's the power of resistant starch at work. It stabilizes your blood sugar and frees you from energy crashes. When you combine this trick with carb cycling, your metabolism becomes unstoppable. Low-carb days keep your fat burning sharp. Higher carb days with resistant starch reset your hormones, and your body stays in balance. You're not dieting, you're mastering your rhythm. That's what long-term fat burning is all about. It's not suffering, it's understanding. Your body is always listening to how you feed it. When you show it rhythm, balance, and variety, it responds with strength and energy. Carb cycling and resistant starch are not shortcuts. They're smart strategies rooted in how the human body is designed to thrive. The message is simple. Don't punish your metabolism with deprivation. Teach it with strategy. When you do, fat loss stops being temporary. It becomes your new normal. Food is not just fuel, it's information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body about how to respond. The way you combine your foods can either tell your body to store fat or to burn it. When most people think about carbs, they only focus on the type or amount, but very few pay attention to what they pair them with. And this is one of the biggest secrets to turning carbs into a fat-burning weapon. When you eat carbs alone, especially refined ones like bread, rice, or fruit juices, your blood sugar rises quickly. That sharp rise triggers a big insulin response, and insulin's job is to store energy, mostly as fat. The faster your blood sugar rises, the faster it crashes, and that's what makes you crave more carbs and sugar later in the day. But when you pair those same carbs with protein, fiber, or healthy fats, everything changes. The digestion slows down, glucose releases gradually, and insulin stays balanced. This means your body keeps energy steady and doesn't shift into storage mode. Instead of feeling sleepy or hungry after eating, you feel full, calm, and energized. That's the difference between a meal that stores fat and a meal that burns it. For example, eating a banana by itself might spike your blood sugar, but a banana with peanut butter gives you a slow, steady release of energy. A piece of toast with avocado or eggs won't just satisfy you longer. It tells your metabolism to use that food for fuel instead of storage. When protein and fat are present in a meal, they act like brakes, slowing down the carb's journey into your bloodstream. This gives your body time to use that energy efficiently instead of rushing to store it. Fiber plays its own important role. It acts like a sponge that absorbs glucose slowly, stabilizing your blood sugar. That's why vegetables are so powerful when combined with carbs. They add bulk, nutrients, and balance. Think of a meal like a team. Carbs are the quick players. They provide energy and speed. Protein is a stabilizer, keeping performance consistent. Fat is the coach, slowing things down and providing strategy. When you bring all three together, the team wins. If you remove one completely, the game becomes unbalanced. This is the kind of balance your metabolism thrives on. It's not about removing carbs. It's about creating harmony in your meals. When you eat this way consistently, your body starts to learn how to maintain energy throughout the day. You no longer depend on coffee or sugar to stay awake in the afternoon. Your cravings fade because your blood sugar is stable. You sleep better because your hormones are in sync. Many women who start pairing their carbs with the right nutrients notice they lose belly fat even without cutting calories drastically. It's not about eating less. It's about eating smarter. Let's say you love rice or bread. You don't have to give them up. Just combine them with lean protein and vegetables. For instance, grilled chicken with rice and sautéed greens, or eggs with whole grain toast and avocado. Each of these meals balances glucose response, promotes fullness, and keeps metabolism active. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every balanced meal you eat teaches your body to stay in fat-burning mode longer. Now, here's something many people find surprising: carbs at night can actually help you burn more fat the next day. For years, the fitness industry has told people to avoid eating late, especially carbs. The fear was that carbs at night automatically turn into fat. But recent research shows something completely different. When you eat complex carbs at night, like quinoa, lentils, or sweet potatoes, you support your sleep hormones and lower your stress hormone cortisol. This matters because poor sleep and high stress are two of the biggest fat-storing triggers. When you go to bed hungry or stressed, your body produces more cortisol and ghrelin, the hunger hormone. which keeps your metabolism in storage mode. But when you have a small serving of the right carbs at dinner, your body releases serotonin, the calm and happy hormone. That serotonin later converts into melatonin, which helps you sleep deeply. And during deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone, the hormone responsible for recovery, fat burning, and muscle repair. So eating the right carbs before bed doesn't stop fat loss. It can actually boost it by helping you sleep and recover better. Think about how good sleep feels. You wake up lighter, calmer, and more focused. That's not just mental, it's metabolic. During restful sleep, your body repairs cells, balances hormones, and resets insulin sensitivity. When that happens, you wake up in fat-burning mode instead of craving sugar. That's why people who sleep well tend to lose more fat even when they eat the same calories as those who don't. Sleep is your hidden fat-burning window, and carbs can be the key that opens it. Imagine ending your day with a dinner of grilled salmon, sweet potatoes, and steamed broccoli, or a small bowl of oatmeal with nuts and berries. These meals calm your nervous system, balance blood sugar, and tell your body it's safe to rest and repair. You're not overeating, you're signaling your body to reset overnight. The result: you wake up with better energy, fewer cravings, and a metabolism ready to burn. This concept is powerful for women because our bodies are highly responsive to stress and hormone fluctuations. Late night cravings often aren't a sign of weakness. They're your body asking for calm, asking for serotonin. The right carbs at night can answer that call in a healthy way. Instead of fighting your body, you start listening to it, and it begins to trust you again. Many women notice that when they stop fearing carbs and instead use them wisely, paired with nutrients, timed correctly, and chosen for quality, they start losing stubborn fat that didn't budge before. They feel more energized during the day and sleep better at night. They no longer live in the cycle of restriction and guilt. That's because they've stopped fighting against their biology and started working with it. The key is awareness. When you understand how your body responds to different food combinations and timings, you gain control. You no longer rely on trends or diets. You create a lifestyle. You learn that carbs can support you, not sabotage you. Your meals become opportunities to nourish, not punish. Every bite you eat becomes a step toward balance. When you pair carbs with the right nutrients and learn to use nighttime carbs as a recovery tool, you start unlocking your body's natural rhythm. You burn fat while feeling satisfied, not deprived. You wake up lighter, stronger, and more confident. That's the true power of mastering carbs. It's not about eating less. It's about eating with purpose. Your metabolism wants to work with you. All you need to do is listen to its signals, fuel it smartly, and let it thrive. Your body is not broken. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Once you feed it with understanding and balance, it rewards you with energy, strength, and the freedom to live fully.